Hey guys, so I like to try to speak in perceived probability. And so what I mean by that is I don't like to say what avenue is right and wrong. I just like to say where we're likely to see a best outcome. So what I hear from you is that what if nobody shows up and you have one person and they're setting an anchor, and we anchored ourselves at 500,000 and they're coming in less, and you kind of like are stuck between a rock and a hard place because you really don't want to take less, especially if we could have asked for 535 and then you can, and that's the anchor, and then they come in at 500, and even though they feel like they're lowballing, you're feeling ahead of the game. Totally get that sentiment. And there may be scenarios in which that's a reality. But I'm going to speak from what I'm seeing, what I see, and what's common now. Our goal is to sell this house very quickly, not because we need to sell it quickly because you're in distress, but when we sell it quickly on the market, we tend to get more money. And when we price it exactly 500,000, remember, we're going to hit that straddle bracket where we're going to just get more eyes. So for that reason, and I think you even agree that the probability of you putting more money in your pocket is greater picking that, but you maybe want to defend against the worst, what we call defending against the downside, defend against the worst case scenario, more importantly, of asking 500 and getting less. And I just want to put a couple things in front of you. One, in that scenario where nobody shows up, or like a bunch of people show up and only one offer comes in, and let's say it's 500 or it's lower. In most circumstances, I can, if we have more than one offer, I can go to everyone and go, we have multiple offers, we're asking for everyone's best offer right now, by this date. And they give it, and whatever they can go to sleep at night offering is what they do. So if in their heart and mind they can go to sleep at night paying 540, 550, and if they lose it, they feel like they put their best foot forward, then you put more money in your pocket because you have a couple people, and hopefully many people, doing that. If there's one person, I still can say we're going to be making our decision on Tuesday. Is this your highest and best? And my languaging still creates that angst where if they were just taking a swing, but there'd be disappointment if they lose the offer, both the agent and the seller, or the seller, are going to show their cards and come up. So the likelihood that even if we get one offer, that I can't squeeze the most out of it is unlikely, but everything is possible. I always live in this, we're talking about probabilities. Everything is possible. It's just what are the percent chances of all the different outcomes. That being said, I'm willing to do whatever you think would fit your stress level and your heart and mind. Asking I don't believe that if we ask 500, that if the market has a buyer at 535 or higher, if that we're less likely to get somebody at 535 or higher. And if we have a buyer at that's when it's been 535 or higher, they're likely to see that too at 535, but we're going to have less volume for two reasons. One, as you ratchet up the price, you get lower price, more buyers, more competition, more velocity. So as you ratchet it up, it goes lower. But more importantly, I don't even care about that per se. It's that straddle bracket. It's that having everybody's eyes, I think, puts you at the highest risk of missing the best outcome. And I don't think to protect against enough scenarios. I don't think there's many scenarios in which we'd be missing out on someone that would pay $535 or more than the $500 that you're stressed about. And I know I'm saying all this in like maybe even a complicated way, and I'm sorry if I am, but I want to help you guys see how I see things, and that I have suffered myself, even recently. I think we talked about this when we sat down, where maybe I should have asked $600 for a house to get $650 or higher. I ended up asking $650 for a house, and luckily got one buyer. And if they didn't go into contract, and by the way, I got them to, they one buyer when we asked $650, and I got them to $665, and then had to give them a concession because we had no CO for the house. So I ended up getting it like $650. But even in that moment, I was able to use my languaging to make them feel uncertain that they would acquire the house, so that I was able to get them to offer more money. So we always have that fallback tool. I don't guarantee anything. I just tell you I do the best I can, and these are the things I see, and I'm really good at talking. Those are the only things I know. So with that being said, let me know what you think, because also, like, after I say these things, if the outcome doesn't come the way I'm predicting, what can happen is you see I told you so, Pete's an idiot. And I don't like being an idiot or looking like an idiot. So that's why I like to also let you hear my thought process and say there's a chance for all different outcomes. It's just how do we manage that, and how do we make our decisions based on putting ourselves in the position to get the highest likelihood of what we're looking to achieve. And sometimes it's to get the best outcome, sometimes it's to defend against the worst outcome. In this case, I think the answer is the same, and I'm leaving it to you guys. So that's it. 7 minutes and 30 seconds of me rambling on. So sorry. I'll see you soon.